What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a $2,200 commercial pressure washing job recap. This is actually going to be part one of a two-part series. In part one, we're going to be doing all the washing at this property. So we're going to be washing all the concrete around the building, the brick on the building, the sign in front, and then the roof, a couple of the sides of the roof. So you guys are going to be able to see all that in today's video. Now, part two that's going to be coming out is the striping. So we actually striped all of the parking lot at this commercial property. So in part two, you guys are going to see all the striping, and we actually rolled it by hand. Now, if you guys aren't offering parking lot striping services, I will tell you that it is an awesome upsell. Pretty much doubled the ticket on this job, if not more than doubled it. So if you're not offering parking lot striping, definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the bell icon so that way you're notified whenever I drop that video, because I'm going to talk all about it and show you guys how we were able to stripe it in about 3 hours and do really well with it. So if you guys want to learn more about how to land jobs like this, both residential and commercial jobs off of Facebook ads, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. That is going to be a link to the local domination course. I also want to let you guys know that we are going to be going up on the price on that very soon. So if you've been thinking about getting it and you haven't already, be sure to hop into it, because it's never going to be cheaper than what it is right now. Also, Mike Vidan from All About Pressure Washing is going to be doing a free web class on the fastest way to get to 6 figures in your pressure washing business. So I'll leave that as the second link in the comment section in the description. He's going to be doing the free web class on Thursday, and he's going to be going over marketing, automation, as well as talking about how to leverage commercial work, like what we're going to be taking a look at today, in order to scale your pressure washing business faster. So that's a free web class. It's going to be on Thursday, so check it out. Second link in the comment section and the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this one. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be taking a look at all the cleaning that we did, all the exterior cleaning on this one. This guy did come through on a Facebook ad, and the funny thing is I actually used his message in another video talking to you guys about people that you don't really want to work for that come through on the ads. Now, usually whenever somebody comes through, we can tell pretty quickly how serious they are and how much intent they have to purchase. When this guy came through on the message conversions, he was very short. He didn't really give me a lot of information. He gave me the address of the building and he wanted a quote on it to get done. He didn't really tell me anything else about what he wanted done on the building. I asked for the phone number. He didn't provide it. So this one took a little bit more work on our end to kind of figure out what this guy wanted. So Kale actually went out, took a look at the building. He looked it up on Google My Business. He found a number for it, and he was actually able to get in contact with the owner, who was the guy who messaged me and who wouldn't give away his information. So he was actually able to walk the property with the owner and talk through everything that he wanted to get done. He upsold him on a few things, as well as he upsold him on restriping the parking lot, which, like I said, is going to be in part two. So it just goes to show that on some of the customers that come through on the ads, you want to work a little bit more for. I don't like to go out of my way for a lot of people, because a lot of times it'll be tire kickers, time wasters, things like that. But in this circumstance, it was worth doing a little bit of extra effort, finding the GMB that was linked to the address, giving him a call, and being able to speak with him one-on-one. So it just kind of shows that sometimes you need to put in a little bit extra effort. I will say that Facebook ads isn't the best way to go about getting commercial work. However, with my strategy, I'll show you how to get in front of a ton of people, and these people oftentimes either work at places like this or they own places like this, and in this case, that's how we were able to get this job, because this guy happened to, he's the owner of this building. Now, we also did something very good. While we were washing, we were able to land about 4 or 5 other jobs just off of this commercial building. So anytime you're washing commercial property, there's a lot of workers that work there, and a lot of times they'll go in and out for lunch. And we really noticed this on day 2 more so than day 1. Day 1, we were doing most of the washing, so there's like loud machines going on, there's water all over the place. Usually people keep their distance in those kind of circumstances, but whenever we were doing the striping, we noticed a lot more people would walk up to us and be like, hey, do you guys do pressure washing? Is there any way I can get some more information? It's funny, that's how people like to introduce themselves. So they'll walk up to you and be like, hey, you guys do washing? And it's like, obviously, like, we're the people washing the building, or there's a big rig, a big pressure washing rig, but that's just like the easiest icebreaker for them, I guess. And we'll be like, absolutely, were you hoping to get some more information? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So then we'll hook them up with a flyer, we'll get their number, and we'll get their address, and we'll say, yeah, we'll shoot you over a quote before the end of the day, because typically we're doing remote quoting. But just in this circumstance, we were able to get the owner of the building, he wanted his driveway done, and then a couple of the people that were in the office wanted quotes as well. Now, not all the times do these quotes go anywhere. Sometimes it's just like, hey, can I get some more information on you guys, or can I get y'all to do a quote? Oftentimes it's like, I'm looking to get my driveway done or my house washed within the next couple of months. Sometimes it's out into the future, but you never know. A lot of these jobs come back around. You'll get a call in a couple months and they'll be like, hey, you did my office building and we want you to come out and wash the house now. So it's always good to meet these people and to get them some business information, kind of have a little small talk with them, build rapport, and so that way when they do end up going and finding a wash company, they'll just give you a call because they already have your information. You've already worked at their place of business, so they know that you do a good job. So anyway, just a little tip for you guys: make sure that you keep business cards, flyers, things like that on the truck, and then make sure you're personable with everybody who comes by. Anytime that we're in a neighborhood and I see somebody walking a dog or riding the bike or whatever the case may be, I'll wave at them and say, hey, how are you guys doing today? And just make an effort to kind of talk to people, because sometimes they'll stop and they'll be like, hey, do you guys have a business card? And then you give them a business card, you kind of talk with them a little bit, get their information, and then get them a quote by the end of the day. Because ideally, that's what we want to do. We just want to meet people and shake hands and kiss babies. So that was another really good thing for us on this job. We were able to leverage this job into a couple of other jobs and meet some people and hand out some cards for some people that might be interested in some future work. So we'll keep some cards and flyers on the truck. Another interesting thing about this job, and I'm really going to go into it more on part 2, is he actually had a company wash the entire parking lot. And I knew that because there was huge spots that were missing, that were not hit behind all the wheel stops on this parking lot. And whenever Kale went out to do the quote, he actually tried to upsell him on finishing the parking lot, but for whatever reason the guy didn't seem that worried about it. So sometimes you could try to upsell and it doesn't always work. It's always good to offer to the customer, but in this situation he wasn't worried about it, and he was just looking to save money more so than just get it finished up. So he probably hired a company that came in. It's probably the cheapest company, and they were probably just like, hey, we're not even going to wash behind the wheel stops. They just ran a service cleaner over the entire parking lot. They missed spots, I guess because either there was a dumpster there or there was a car there. They missed spots. I'm going to go more into that in part 2, but for whatever reason they weren't called back out to wash the building and do some other things. So the only thing that I can assume that it was just a cheap company, and he was just trying to save money. And that's one of the problems that you run into with commercial work as well. So it's really good to accentuate when you're talking to the customer the benefits of them having the entire property look good, because you don't want your customers parking in the parking lot and the parking lot is partially cleaned, especially when it's been freshly striped. However, all you can do is suggest things to the customer. They're not always going to take it. So we tried to get him to clean the rest of the parking lot, but he wasn't interested in. We also did a little extra free rinsing on this one. I get a lot of flack, especially from TikTok, when I talk about upcharging and being sure that you're upcharging for things like moving furniture and stuff like that. So one of the things that I don't talk about as much is some of the free stuff that we do. And sometimes when you're letting things dwell, you can do a little free rinsing. Obviously we were washing all the concrete area, so they didn't want to quote on any of the overhang in the front. There's like a front patio area. So as we were just waiting for some things to dwell, we just did a little extra rinsing to kind of clean up that front area. So that's something that we did for free, something that we threw in. And that's another thing, whenever you're doing that after the job walkthrough, you can kind of point out some of that stuff and just say, hey, we did a little extra rinsing under here for you. We noticed that there were some cobwebs and things like that we knocked down. So that's a little freebie that you can kind of throw out there to customers to kind of build in a little bit more value for whenever you're doing that final walk around. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this job recap. If you have any questions, leave those down below. The word of the day on this video is going to be turkey, because it was just Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody's out there killing it. I'm actually working on some new Google ad stuff, and especially for the month of December, because I know everything kind of slows down with Christmas and stuff. So I'm going to be trying some new things with regards to commercial work, so be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to be talking about it on the channel. I also recently put in a bunch of money for next door ads, so I'm going to be making a video on how many leads I was able to get off of so many dollars on Nextdoor. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. Comment down below turkey, and I'll hashtag you're a real one. Check out the first and second link in the comment section description if you guys want more info on how I land jobs on Facebook ads in Mike's web class. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.